Hey everybody, what's going on? You're watching The Sit Down. I'm DJ Sixsmith. Look what we got. Fellas from Hot Chelle Rae are here. What's up, man?
Up?
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Nash, Ryan.
Stoked to be here.
How's everything, guys?
Everything is good. We're in New York. We cannot complain.
Yeah, 100%.
We were just talking off camera. You guys have been going at this for a while now.
Yes,
It's 15 years, right? I mean,
Yeah.
even a little bit more. So when you think about the journey, there's all these little stories along the way. What's it been like kind of building this whole thing out for you guys?
Man, there have been so many bizarre moments and amazing moments, and I wish we filmed every single bit of it, but it's really incredible for us to be back and to have already played a couple shows and seeing the fans' reaction, and to be gearing up for this tour and have already booked, we're doing 30 dates in 6 weeks or something across America, and
Putting on
the
an
hype
EP.
the hype is happening.
That's
great.
really cool. So what have some of the first shows been like coming back?
We played. I mean, the first really exciting thing we did is we had a show in Burlington, Vermont, and which is it's not a huge town, and we haven't really played Vermont that much, and we really didn't know what to expect, and went up there in the cold, and just people just turned out, and it was the show was just, it felt like we picked right back up where we left off, and having this tour kind of be in the works, that was a very exciting preliminary experience for this show, and for this tour. And
Well, I mean, we took 5 years off, and they were singing the verse lyrics to just deep cuts. We're watching them be like, "How do you
Like what?
I don't know these
Give me
words?"
some
no
examples.
lie,
Come on.
no lie, they honestly probably knew the lyrics to some of the songs better than I remember.
That's when it gets weird, right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
He was worried before the show. He was like, "Man, I need to remember all
Yeah, I was
this."
like, I know I'm gonna forget the verse to honestly, or forget this or forget that, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna forget anything because I got a whole team
Got the
singing
squad
with me.
here,
Yeah.
ready.
But rehearsals are hilarious when you've taken this long of a break, because you're like, "What's that bridge?" And then you sing a bridge that maybe was the original bridge that you rewrote and changed, and you're like, "Let's listen to the record." Oh, totally different. All right, cool.
What did you guys miss the most in those 5 years when you weren't doing it?
I mean, there are several, I think it's kind of an onion of things we missed as far as layers go.
It's like a cake.
Okay.
Cake, onion, still some layers there to unpack.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tiramisu, whatever.
It's a Shrek reference.
So I think one of the things we missed the most is honestly we a lot of fans were kind of left in the dark as far as was it a hiatus? Did we break up? Did we what happened between us? And really nothing happened between us. We've remained incredibly close friends, and I think the thing that I missed the most, and I think I can speak for them on this, is we missed just the camaraderie and just us being a nucleus, being a unit, and being the best friends that we've always been. And then past that, we miss the fans. We miss playing live, and not just playing live. It's playing live together that we miss, and it all kind of the amalgamation of it is
Pretty cool.
You
Yeah.
start to miss a lot.
And, well, there's definitely a thing when we did solo projects, and we've all just done things on our own, whether that's traveling or performing, and you have this moment that you experience, and then you look and you're like, it's not that good because I can't look at somebody and be like, isn't this awesome?
These are my guys.
You're like, sick. I'm in Japan. I just did some dope thing, and it just happened. Now it's over, and you don't get to share it with people, and that really kind of turns up the experience of anything.
That's pretty cool. So what's the best part now of being back together? What are little things you appreciate more that maybe you didn't in the past?
Honestly, traveling. Being able to experience a place like New York, I would take so many things for granted before just because we had been so many times and we were coming so often. But now, when I come to a place like this or anywhere that we go, I kind of just want to look around a little bit more and take everything in, because you don't know the next time you're going to get to go back to any of the places that we go.
Yeah, and I mean, when you guys are hitting it big, I'm sure so much was changing. You're just trying to absorb everything. When Tonight becomes a big thing, take me back to that point. How does life kind of transform in a sense?
He's right about missing. You're not. It's going so fast. You're not paying attention. You're working from the second you wake up.
Right,
to
and then it's on to the next thing, the next thing.
The world shuts your eyes because you're so tired you can't keep them open, and we've had so many people ask us, be like, "Oh, you guys have been all over the world tonight. Tonight took you, 20 countries, this, that, and the other." And they're like, "What's your favorite part about Stockholm?" And I was like,
You probably don't even remember.
the water was really clean. I don't know. I really
Was really clean.
Yeah.
The
But
water
that's
was
not what we
bomb.
should
But it's
remember.
barely a memory
right?
of
I
Stockholm.
remember not totally blacking out at a club in Stockholm, but I got close, so
Right.
I don't
So
remember
it's
a lot.
little bits and pieces.
hardly
along the
is a
way.
memory.
I don't really remember.
But life has changed, I mean, dramatically since then. I mean, that song, we owe everything to that song and are super grateful for it. And it's like, we wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if
Right.
any of that happened. So, if any of it didn't happen, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, tonight, more than anything, I think gives us the confidence, having a real hit song, to go into a situation or a performance and know that no matter what, when we play that song, at least like people will know what it is.
Yeah.
Like an acoustic night in who
Oh, it can
knows
be anywhere.
whereville, we're like, all right, at least
We got one.
at the end, if we
people know
save
it's
this,
up.
like
Yeah.
we're good.
When I did my solo country crew, I mean, I'd go play that song, open it up for Sam Hunt in Rochambeau, Louisiana, and it still hit
Wow.
like just money.
Is that a real city?
Nope, but it should be.
It sounded good to me.
Sounds so right.
But it's really hard to cut through, whether it's at that time or now. Like, how do you guys contend with that? Because there's so much good music out there.
Yeah.
So what are some of the processes to make sure, like, you get a good song, but it also people are going to hear it throughout the world?
I think the ease of how you can put music out now kind of lessens the burden of how many eyes and ears you'll have on it, which is kind of nice. And having a bit of a platform for us, I think we're less worried about visibility or people knowing about it or whatnot, especially because our fans are still super dedicated, which we're incredibly grateful for. And it's changed dramatically.
Yeah,
Like,
it's hard to cut through the noise. I mean, there's a lot of great music, like you're saying, but I think our strength is uniqueness. So, like, whether that's lyrical quirks or just our melodic, like, tendencies or our sonic spectrum that we kind of live in, we always have had a lane that's just a little bit ours, which keeps us not really competing, but just, like, joining and moving along with music, which we love.
the bar is super high,
I
for
gotcha.
sure, but we're more of a limbo group anyway. So it's
Who
fine.
who were the biggest inspirations for you guys? Because you mentioned the fact that it is a little bit of a unique sound. Who were some of the people along the way or the bands, like, who sticks out for you guys?
We definitely have our like favorite, gods of music for sure.
Who are
Like,
the
we all
gods of
have-
music? Who's
I mean,
on Mount
he's
Rushmore?
Michael, Prince,
Yep.
for sure. I'm like Jamie and I are. I mean, I'm Queen. I love Queen.
Queen.
Growing up, the Beatles were like basically. I mean, I'm surprised our parents didn't just brand us like as kids. But other than that, I think personally, we draw a lot of inspiration from our parents because they're all musicians,
Right.
all successful, come from nothing. Kind of went to Nashville,
Made it
built.
happen,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, they're very much, truly, nothing to something stories that taught us what we know on how to write songs and how to keep your, nose to the grindstone and
Yeah.
not give up and continue to write songs. And so to me, it's a kind of a combination of the obvious greats and then having conveniently parents that are exceptionally dedicated.
What else have they taught you guys along the way? Because they know the industry. You guys have a unique experience with it. What are some of the big lessons that come along?
Well,
Boy.
one of their first lessons, I think, to all of us was don't do it, or at least
Isn't it funny how parents do that? They're like, you're doing something, don't you dare even
Yeah.
think about it. Because they know the reality, and you guys have learned the reality.
Yeah, our dad said, I remember I was like 6 years old in the backseat, and he was like, I want to be a songwriter, a professional football player and a songwriter. My dad was like, well, you're not going to like, the music business. I was like-
You're
I
not
was
going to
like-
like what I say
and I was
next.
like, what does that mean? He goes, well, he was always like, the music is the best. He's like, but the business kind of messes with the music. And I never understood it until we all got older. And
Until you're in the business.
Yeah. I mean, my dad was never discouraging or anything, very encouraging, but I never let him have too much of a
A
say in
sway
what I
there.
was doing.
Yeah.
I wanted to like do it on my own
Sure.
and not be helped, which was foolish, and I missed some wisdom doing that. But once I was like willing to let some stuff leak through and whatnot,
once you
I
learned your
think-
dad was cool.
my dad's always been cool.
But you had to figure it out along the way.
I think we
Yeah.
had like a little bit of a thing about like making sure people didn't think that we were handed anything because of our parents.
Totally, I understand.
And I think the most important thing that I learned was work ethic. And because they're professional songwriters, like just the grind of writing a song every single day, and maybe once every 2 years you get a hit. If
Yeah, if you're lucky,
if you're
right?
like in the upper echelon of like really competitive songwriting, and you already have that namesake and whatever, it's a crazy business. But we, as songwriters too, have like just have an unreal appreciation for that, and I think that helps us make way better music.
I feel you. So why don't we talk about some of that new music? I'm driving in my car, listening to Sirius XM Hits 1, and then boom, I Hate LA comes on. I'm like,
Right.
oh, this is catchy, and the name
word.
itself. So it ties in with everything in the tour. So how did it all come together, and what's been the response so far?
I mean, that song, it sounds like it's purely about like, you know, the love-hate with Los Angeles, but really, truly at the core of the song, it's about what happens if you go through, like, a traumatic time in a relationship with somebody, and, you know, what happens if forever you hate that city, you know, because of that person.
It's
like,
just got
you
that
know,
stain.
You don't want to go to the same beach. You don't want to go to that restaurant. You don't want to do that thing. But at the same time, we kind of like, as we were kind of going through the whole process, you know, circumstances changed, and it's like, well, what if that person just, you don't hate the city? What if you really just hate the memory of that person? And
Exactly.
So we kind of did that, and then we kind of put together all the things that in LA that drive us nuts. That, you know, like not driving at all because of traffic.
Yeah, especially because you guys come from a place where you can just drive around.
Yeah.
Like in LA, you just have no shot.
Yeah.
I mean, New York, at least you could drive around at certain times.
Yeah,
LA,
sure.
you're just donezo.
Nah, you're done.
But it was like sleeting here today, so. You know.
That's true. Yeah, you guys were rolling around. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon. It was super dark. It was sleeting. I'm like, what's going on?
We've had all the gamut of weather today. We've had the sun. We've had the hail. We've had the rain. We've had.
It's a love-hate relationship with LA. You know, you come to New York, you're like, oh, I love the city. I love the energy. I love the sleet is terrible. Get out of here. I gotta find a coat. Like every city has those.
Yep.
And you know, we are based in LA, and we work out of there, and we create, and we love that process. And then you gotta drive to his house or my house in the middle of the day, and it sucks.
How long does it take to drive around when you're just going house to
at
house?
night, 12 minutes.
12 minutes
Daytime,
from door to
30.
door. Yeah,
Okay.
it took
But
me
with traffic.
on the way to.
But some other places, it could take like an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh!
Sure.
Yeah, it took me 35 minutes to get to his house just to go to LAX the other day. Just
And
to
that
get
should
to his
be
house.
like a 10-15 minute
It's a
drive.
10, 12-minute ride. It's crazy.
But then you have all the other great stuff. You can go right to the beach. You got
Thank
great
God for
weather.
podcasts.
You got pods too. Yeah, think about like
Yeah,
what
dude.
people were doing before, like satellite radio
Dude,
pods. Like
Podcasts came in a clutch for this living.
Learning
in LA.
all about random stuff.
yeah. So what are you guys listening to?
Dude, stuff you should know
Stuff
is
you should
like
know is great.
my
Yeah.
go-to. I get really annoyed when I don't have a new episode, and I don't know how I expect them to like have a new episode
Can't
every
just
2
be
hours.
churning it out all the time.
I'm like, well, I just played it like when I was in the sauna, and now I'm driving somewhere else, and I want a new one. Go work, guys.
Love this past weekend with Theo Von. That's like one of
I
my
gotta check that one
favorites.
out, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
absolutely.
There's a lot of great
favorites.
stuff to listen to, Nat. And then all the music you could have as well. So
yeah.
what are some other groups you guys are listening to, music you're digging right now?
Loving the Selena record a lot. Listening to this guy named John the Blind, who's actually from this area. Listening to, saying earlier, Glass Animals.
Okay.
Listening to just, I'm burning that Harry Styles album
Oh,
to
man,
the
yeah.
ground.
Everyone.
Big
I
jams, yeah.
actually stopped listening to it because I was like, I'm gonna
ruin it. Yeah.
I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Just loving that. Honestly, this has been like one of my favorite eras of music. There's so much good stuff out right now.
Well, I'm sure you guys cross paths with a lot of these people too when you're coming up. Like, who are some people that when you guys were doing your thing, they were coming up, and like, what's been like seeing some of those people?
Oh
Anybody
my
come to
gosh.
mind?
Like somebody who was coming up like right at the same time as us that's like just massive and amazing was like Megan Trainor. Like literally co-writing songs with her before she even put out All About That Bass. And then like, to watch, we're like, oh, nobody deserves us more.
That's cool.
Like,
Yeah.
Another good friend who was a label mate of ours, Mike Posner. It's been crazy to see his progression because it's kind of like we're now trying to do the exact same thing that he did when he came back with Took a Pill and Ibiza.
Yeah.
And it's been fun to see him blow up as big as he has.
Well, the guy who wrote I Like That with us did a lot of Black Bears music.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Good stuff.
And Black Bear was like writing with us and Posner,
yeah.
for like our album that never came out.
Isn't it funny how that works?
2013.
Yeah, all those guys are like now hitting. And it's awesome.
Homie
to
roll
see.
up in there with a Gucci backpack, like sunglasses on, like play some strong guitar and bounce.
Yeah,
like, all right.
Yeah, he like literally like, was like went outside and he's like went to smoke a cigarette. Goes out there and he's like, I got this idea. And he plays this. And he's like, we put it down. He's like, all right, I'm out.
Wow. And you got great stories like that all along the
Yeah,
way.
man.
For sure.
And that's a great example of Mike Posner, where it's like you can be big at one point, but then you can come back and you can get something even bigger. So with this song, with the tour,
Yeah.
like it goes to show that
Yeah.
you can get past just being known
You
for
can.
one song.
And he's a great inspiration too. He's hyper self-aware, and he's always, he's the kind of guy who just will text you some wisdom, like from time to time.
You need those people in your life.
You'll wake up and be like, and you'll have something on your phone, and you're like, oh, I needed that. Like, that's awesome.
And then he'll walk across America to inspire you.
Oh, man. The walk across America, I really wish my brother had made good on his threat. He texted Mike, he's like, I'm coming with you.
Really?
And he's like, yeah, come never, dude. He goes, come out for a day or two. He's like, nah,
No, I'm
Whole
good.
time.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of you.
All right, guys, good deal. So why don't you tell everybody what they can expect on the tour? Tickets are on sale today, so what are some big things to check out when you guys go out there?
We're playing new music. We've got an EP dropping before the tour starts, and the tour is March 12th. As you said, it's on sale. We're going to be playing the entire country, like West Coast to East Coast to West Coast.
We're not playing any music, though. All spoken word.
It's
All
actually
spoken word, just completely flip the
Yes.
script there.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
It's just Cards Against Humanity.
Love it.
We're just playing on stage.
We are playing like all new music. Honestly, we don't even know how much new music. We have so much of it. I mean, more than the EP as well. Like we'll probably play, rotate in some brand new stuff that's really really under the radar, and it's gonna be we're gonna do it big and blow every other tour we've done out of the water.
But we're playing the fan favorites too.
Oh yeah.
We're not the band that's like,
Yeah, how about those
it's an
bands?
older
They're
song.
like, nah, we don't
No.
do that anymore. It's like, no, you got to do a little bit.
This is gonna be.
We know why they bought tickets.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
You guys
half
get it.
brand new and half karaoke the way it should be. So.
Good deal, guys. Really
Dude,
nice to meet you.
thank you.
Thanks so much for coming
Pleasure.
in.
Great to meet you.
All right, everybody. See you next time here on The Sit Down.